Welcome to the club, my ladies and gentlemen. Today, the topic is still the same. I've not even changed anything. I'm still advocating and talking about democracy, rule of law, sovereign will, and interpretation of the United Nations Charter. A sovereign nation cannot be invaded, and we just go dump and we don't talk about it. We have international law, and no members, the signatories of the International Charter, that is established within the Constitution of the United Nations. They are aware the sovereign will of the people cannot just be invaded and a sitting president be ejected from power for no apparent reason. The allegations made is that you are leader of a cartel that is doing narco trafficking to the most senior mighty superpower decoy. That tells us that you still want to play the role of supremacy. Now, having military mightiness doesn't mean that you can create intimidation or you can push threats to people and dictate the terms and conditions. And then you start talking about the Monroe Doctrine that is about 200 years old during the times of colonial times. Those northern hemisphere geographical locations, they are independent. They have embraced independence. The population has grown. The population that used to live in slave and colonial treaties is over. You have generation that will not stand your bully. You have generation that will not stand you dictating to them. They are free. They don't want to be told what to do with their resources. And that is where the problem is going to come from. I'm not allegedly naming the names, but I'm just giving a fair allegedly, topic or views. And this one gonna touch people who don't want to stand for what is right. When you see a dictator fall, that means transition is taking place. But when you see and the population jubilate and try to chant on the street and front of the street and try to say we are happy in numbers, then that is it. But when a dictator falls and people embrace him, that means they are trying to send a signal to you that they are loving their dictator with his dictatorship, simply because he stands with what socialism in them stands for. Very few African countries or African democracies have spoken about the recent abduction of a South American oil-rich country president by American regime that want to take over and dictate the terms of doing business. Those leaders in Africa who have not even spoken even a single word in regard to this matter. What is your opinion? Where do you stand? What is your say? We have seen Europe, we have seen South America, neighbors, we have seen Asia, we have seen, some part of North America as well. They're against the erosion, they're against intrusion, they're against, getting into people's sovereign will and subjecting them to nightmare of horrific experience, believing that you will get access to their resources. They have a sitting constitution, they have a sitting president. So you want to impose a puppet there to run the errand on your behalf, and then once they succeed on that, you take over. That means you just want to create chaos. What you're forgetting is, before the toppling of the dictator, he already recruited the what do you call it, the young generation, trained them, doctrinated them, and gave them the message, and they digested the message. Now they are working on how to tackle your presence when you want to go and impose what they don't want. The immediate regime swearing in, they will protect their country. If they fail, They'll hand over the government to the jihads and rebels. How will you control that? You will not control the oil by force. They will rebel. They will take arms. The population itself will take arms. It will protect their properties. It's a standoff that's gonna take years. It's not something that we're gonna see mushrooming, and accelerating at the level you want, and then we see change. This is something that's gonna take another 2 or 3 decades. What you are trying to start, because you have messed with the presidency. Now you are going to the loyalists, and the loyalists, they're in the society, and the society has its structures. And now, once they have this information about your intentions and what you want to create, definitely they will resist. They will definitely resist your intrusion, and you will not have a choice but to create a dialogue with them. And you will create a dialogue that they will say it is on our terms in 21st century, not in our terms in 16th century. We are a new generation. This is not what was there. Days of colonialism are over. But if you look at the political and geopolitical situation in South America, they are still into that system of socialism, and they believe in evolution. Most of the countries in South America, they are socialist. Name them, all of them, most of them, apart maybe from Chile. The rest, they are far right, they are leftist. In whichever way, even Mexico itself, it is having that mentality. And they are bullying you, and there's nothing you're going to do. Yeah, they are flooding, whatever you're saying, they are flooding to your country illegally. And you want to approve the regimes. Now, you don't know what you're creating. They are enforcing from one religion to another. And you experience a rebellion you have never seen before. So the only option which is there is not using force, it's diplomacy. It's political leadership. It's economically, freedom. It's a liberalized market competitiveness. That is what is needed there. You get your share, the rest of the world get the share, equal share, and then don't impose leadership to people. They will revolt. They will say no. This is 21st century. They don't fear military maintenance. They don't fear the coverts. They don't fear the abductions and the commandos and all those theatrics we have seen. They will come for what is free lays. And they are willing to die in numbers for the sake of their country. Anyway, this is just a hearsay, it's just a thought, but allegedly, let people respect other people's territories. Let people, do transition in peace, and we will be happy, because everybody wants to live in a peaceful world for the little time we have been given to live on it. So we are happy. We are going to make sure we are happy and joining hands to send a message of peace worldwide. Democracy must be established and dictatorship must fall, but equitably, there must be what you call leverage, nationalized justification of political goodwill. What everybody is looking for. Anyway, have a good day.